Filament can be a temperamental thing, especially when it comes to things like humidity and moisture in your environment. Well, today we're going to take a look at a device from Fixdry to try to help that problem. See you guys inside. Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today we are talking about the Fixdry Filament Dryer. Now, why might you need a filament dryer? Why is this even a thing? Well, filament, even though it is plastic, does suck in moisture. That's why every spool of filament you get is vacuum sealed and has a silica packet in it. It is because moisture can brittle the filament. And when that happens, well, that just sucks. Because it becomes brittle, it breaks, it won't feed through properly, or it can even lead to clogging. And that is not something that you really want to happen to your machine. So today we're going to open up Fixdry's brand new 3D printer filament dryer. Now, you've seen me look at some of these in the past, and why is this one different? Well, this one allows for either two 1 kg spools or a 3 kg spool. It allows for the feeding, but it's also just the larger size. It fits most filament brands. It has real-time heat humidity monitors on it, and it's supposed to be low noise working. Well, we're going to check that out today because we're going to get this guy out of the box. So one of the first questions is, do you really need a filament dryer? Depends on how you store your filament. That is kind of the key thing. Now, do I use these? Yes. I live in the heart of Georgia near the ocean. My humidity is high. Even with a dehumidifier in the print shop, I still like keeping one of these on hand because some rolls may just become brittle just from sitting on the printer for a day or two. Now, the cool thing is this guy does 2 spools. My other ones from eSun and Sunlu, they only do 1, and that can be kind of frustrating. The nice thing too is this is built to feed the filament out of the dryer, which can also be a huge advantage. So definitely kind of one of those things to keep in mind. Now, I have looked at those homemade dry boxes and stuff like that, but my print shop just doesn't really allow me to build that kind of box. So these little guys come in kind of handy. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this out of the box. We're going to take a look at it. But first, if you're new here and curious about 3D printing, gizmos, gadgets, all this kind of stuff, or just how it works, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Because that subscribe button, that helps me tell me that you're interested in what I'm showing you. But also, it's just, you're going to get notifications and all that fun stuff of when I put out new content with new gizmos. Also, if you have a question about 3D printing, make sure you hit that comment button. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. That helps us out quite a bit. So, without further ado, let's get this guy out of the box. Alright. So, nice, clean packaging. This is model NT1. Let's get this guy out of the box and get our first look at it. Alright. Alright. Simple. Getting it out of the box. We got nice foam protecting the insert, the main bay of it. I like the stainless steel look. That's just sexy. Alright. We got some parts. Then we've got the lid itself. Alright. So, and here's what I talked about, guys. We have vents, we have pulls on all sides, even upward, to pull our filament through. Now, looking at the inside, you can see we are set up for 2 filament spools on rollers. Got our heating element with fan, and we've got our sensors. Very simple, user-clean display. Now, what I like about this one is it does 2. My other ones just do 1. This is nice, clean. Now, my only concern with this is it does have a heating element. So, probably what I'll do is not put this directly in the same line as my printer. Heating elements can very much so overload a breaker. So before using, just checking, do not insert power cord in socket when not in use, do not touch heating hole directly, Alright, so we got our power plug, we got our foot mat, we got our air inlet, we've got a shroud. I want to make sure I put that shroud in the right place, whatever that is for. Alright, so just kind of a brief look at it. Very simple, nice looking little machine. Very simple user instructions. So I need to get the shroud in here real quick over the heater, because that's going to direct our air outward to go around. And I need to just put the lid back on. Alright, nice, clean. Now comes the fun part. How loud is this? Now, and how do I use this? So what you would do is we would just put our filament in here. We turn it on and heat it up. Now, most of the times these need to heat up to about 50 C. Alright, let's turn on our power. 50 C, 40% humidity. Right now it's reading 53% humidity inside my box, which is not good. So we're going to go to 50 C, and we are going to get started. So very low noise, starting up really nicely, and working really nicely forward here. So honestly, that's it. You just put your filament in here. You can set a timer for a few hours for it to run at the needed temp. And away we go. You can hear it running in the background, nice and quiet, and ready to work. That is a slick, nice looking machine, guys. Seems to be heating up quite nicely. I can already see the humidity gauge has already dropped 2% inside. So all we do is we would stick our rolls of filament in here and let it heat up and let it vent out and get that humidity kicked out of our filament. That's going to give us elasticity back and allow it to feed through the machine without breaking and becoming brittle. And that's what we want to see. That's what we want it to do. So now also, as I said, you can actually have it in here feeding out of the machine. Now, for me, not the best thing with these, because I'm using a direct drive, so I'd have to set this up above my printer to feed down. I do like the holes here to feed upward. Not really going to work for me either, but that's okay. But like I said, you can set this on a shelf and have it feeding out and down to your direct drive machine. Most standard printers like Ender 3s, stuff like that, you just set it beside and let it go. All in all, sleek, clean, beautiful looking machine, very quiet, in my opinion, for what this is doing, especially with the capacity that it's doing of 2 spool filaments. The other machines that I've had like this are very much louder and very much more aggressive. So this guy, and I love the timer. Most of them just give you like a preset timer. This I can actually adjust my time up to 8 hours to let it sit in here and bake, which is really cool because that lets me feel like it's actually getting deep into the filament and getting a lot of that moisture out, which is a good thing. We want that to happen. So definitely, I recommend this little machine. It looks really nice. I'm going to do some additional testing with it, so stick around for a live stream for my final theory on it. But looking at the machine, how it's set up, how it's configured, this is going to work really nicely. So hope you guys have enjoyed the unboxing video. If you did, make sure you're subbed. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you have any questions, please check this out, and also look for my affiliate link down in the description down below. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.